What's up everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. So it is Thursday. I leave tomorrow for the tournament in Great Falls. So for today's practice, we're going to go and bowl on a sport shot. It's a sport shot that I have no idea what it is. The owner put out just a random sport shot for me to practice on, which is awesome. So I'm going to go through my process to get lined up on it, and we're going to choose what ball I think is giving me the best shape to begin with, and then yeah, we're going to try and shoot 6 solid games because it is going to be a 6-game qualifier tournament, and I want to basically put together 6 games and see just how good of a score I can achieve on a sport shot that I'm not familiar with. So anyway, I'm going to get my stuff inside and I'll see you guys in a bit. guys. Well, that was awesome. You know, I feel good. So the first couple games I basically used as a warm-up session. You know, I threw basically 2 games in about 15 minutes. You know, you usually get about 15 minutes of warm-up time during practice for tournaments anyway. So yeah, in those 2 games, I was just getting my body moving, you know, making sure my timing was on. I was throwing my plastic ball a lot. Then, of course, I switched over to a reactive ball. And then I basically got to the point where I was ready to start throwing some actual full-speed shots and starting to look for which ball was giving me the best shape. As far as my equipment is concerned, you know, urethane is or was in play. I was able to make urethane work as long as I wasn't standing too far outside, which was kind of interesting. You know, what that told me is the extreme outside part of the lane was actually pretty jumpy or pretty dry. So that let me know at least that if I missed right and I had the right ball in my hand, I would have a little bit of area and potentially the ball might come back to the pocket, which is a good thing. So I took my urethane ball and I moved in to up the 10 board, you know, 10, 8, that area, and it shaped really nice. After I saw that, I, you know, moved in a little bit, shaped it a little bit more. It was working pretty good. I threw a few shots with a few other balls to see kind of what they gave me, and I had kind of an idea of the balls I was going to go to after the urethane was, you know, not shaping quite like I wanted it to. So in game 1, you know, it worked really good. We shot 226. So right off the bat, started plus 26, which I was ecstatic about. You know, and in game 2, stuck with the urethane, ended up with a 212. And then game 3 is really where transition started to happen. You know, I did make quite a few bad shots where I was tugging the ball and just kind of missing it at the bottom. But the ones that I did hit pretty good, you know, and I had a good release and everything was lined up, it just wasn't shaping quite like I wanted the urethane to shape. So instead of sticking with the urethane, I decided it was time to switch to a different ball, and I went with one of my symmetrical solid reactive balls. I went with my Pin Up Fantasy Solid, and I had to make quite a big jump on the lane to basically get it in the pocket, but once I made that jump, it was beautiful. You know, if I missed a little right, it came strong into the pocket. If I missed in, you know, it would come across the head pin and I would usually either leave a spare I could pick up or maybe even get lucky with a Brooklyn. However, in my best game of the set, 258 in game 4, I was in the pocket, I think, pretty much every single shot. So I was extremely happy with that. Now, the shape of that ball was working still really well going into game number 5. You know, or I guess I should say at the end of game 4. However, I wanted to challenge myself. So I decided I was going to grab something different and try and get lined up with it. Just to, you know, put myself in that scenario of, well, what if this ball was no longer working and I had to make a change? What would be the change I would make? So going into game number 5, I switched to my asymmetric Pearl Incredible Hero and used that. It took me a few frames to get lined up with it. I actually had to move right instead of left, which I guess makes a bit of sense because the Incredible Hero mass bias isn't exactly the strongest, and I do have it at 4,000 grit surface, so it's a pretty smooth ball. And it's a 5x5x2 pinup layout, which, you know, really gets it down the lane. So I moved, I think it was like 3 and 1 to the right, and it shaped really well. I was able to eke out a 201, you know, still plus at this point, you know, 1 pin over 200. I'm not complaining. And then, you know, going into the final game, game 6, is kind of where the reaction really started to look a little funny to me. At the start of game 6, I switched over to my Joker Wild Pearl, which I had just got done putting a brand new box surface on it before I left to come to the bowling alley. And I tried to get that to shape because early on in warm-up, it actually shaped pretty well from outside. So, you know, I used it inside a little bit. It wasn't turning the corner. I moved back outside, tried to get it into the pocket, and it just was too inconsistent. So really, I decided it was best to just go back to my Incredible Hero and keep pounding it right where I was before. And it worked for pretty much the entire game until we got, I think it was going into the 9th or 10th frame. The Incredible Hero started, you know, not driving hard enough and started to leave me some weak corners. So the thing that I'm most excited about is over 6 games, I shot 1272. So I went plus 72, you know, over a 200 average. I'm extremely happy with that. And it's a huge confidence booster going into the tournament this weekend in Great Falls. So yeah, thanks for joining me again for today's vlog. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, do not forget to hit the notification bell so you get notifications of my future content. yeah, tomorrow I'll do a quick vlog probably again for the travel day. And then, yeah, the next vlog will be the tournament on Saturday. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow, guys.